Do 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 do. There. Ugh. Ugh. Ay. My goodness. Well, you tired boy. Actually, here. Let me get my no bake cookies from the pouch. From your new little pouch, bud. Oh my goodness. I'm just so happy. I'm so full. Got such a new little thing. Oh, you just sweet boy, yes, yes. Yes. Ugh. Now I can start carrying things for me. I hadn't carry these at least. Start. Yeah, you get yourself a new little harness. Just so cute. So, one that's right there. Is that still there? Yep, yeah, it's still there. Oh my goodness, you're just a sweet boy. Yes, you is. You are tired as hell, bro. You are tired. So I need some water too. There we go. And then I got some fresh water. Boop. Boop. Fucking rips it, of course. Freaking Ripsy trying to be all like, oh, detect the cringe with his new harness, and it's just like, nah, fam. It's the quite opposite. Hi, puppy. Oh, look at you. Yeah, come here. Come here, bud. Come here. Come on, puppy. Come up here. Oh, yes. Oh. Man. Oh. Yeah, stop as that. There we go. Oh. It was a new harness. What's so cringe? What's like tactic cringe about this? He's got his little pouches on him, so he can carry stuff. This little sweet boy is just becoming a little work dog now. But now he's all tired and he's trying to be lazy about it. Look at this. Look at this boy. This is a boy that wants to try to be lazy as hell. This is a lazy boy. You is just a lazy boy. But you still look adorable with your little harness on. It's a little loose on you though, but once you bulk up, it'll fit you. See, little thing. You didn't tell me you were streaming. I literally just started for like 5 minutes. Just showing off his little thing. Might get arrested because of that. Dude, are you still fucking full? Dude, stop messing with the bottle rockets, man. Oh my god. Your day's been told bullshit. mine's starting to get to become bullshit because Harley's been fucking with bottle rockets he found in my house. And apparently is like been fucking starting to have cops swing around over here doing patrols. Like, I never see him come up and down my street, and they were today, and I wonder why. I ain't gonna say anything about it, but I'm just saying. A little bit of bullshit right there. And apparently I didn't know I was working today. Like, they double-checked the schedule and realized I actually wasn't, but they still kind of want me to come in, so I'm just like, fuck it, sure. But I'm going to wait, like, for a while first. I'm gonna just worry about that later. Because, for the most part, they're okay. They don't really need me over there, but extra hours will be nice. Those new little harness. Shit, fucking sheriff just went by. You saw them by the apartments, didn't you? Like, when we were walking by the apartments, they were doing some shit over there. The Clackamas County Sheriffs, were, like, checking out some car or whatever the fuck when before we split. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a heavy presence of sheriff officers right now just because of that. And your shit, too, now that I think about it. Just get yelled at for wearing boots in the house. Who gives a fuck? Yelling for getting boots in the house? Like, who gives an actual fuck? Like, seriously, I don't. Like, dude, I fucking wear these, like, I wear these things when I wake, like, up until I, like, go to bed, basically. Like, until I'm sitting on my fucking bed and ready to go to sleep, those fuckers are staying on my feet. I don't give a shit where I'm at. It's just like, when I wake up and I get dressed, last thing to go on, boots. Well, boots. Last things to come off me, well, I guess actually one of the first things that will be coming off of me would be, again, the boots. Because, it's just like, I'm not, it's like I keep these on until I don't need them anymore. Which is usually when I go to bed. Unless I have to wear some other, like, shoes or boots or something like that are needed for work, and then I transition out of them. Just sleeps and goes to work. Well, it sounds like a lazy do-for-nothing fuck, and maybe she actually uses paychecks to, compensate you in some way, or at least, give you some sort of a fucking reward for it instead of bitching and whining like a fuck. Like a good-for-nothing leech. Sounds like he needs to pull himself up by bootstraps. If he's such a hard-working man, maybe he should actually fucking show it. Fucking bitch. I mean, it's just like, when you get these fucking conservatives and shit, it's just so easy for them, to just see how much of, like, little bitches they really are, honestly, isn't it? Like, you get them having to do something that just, like, that is, like, barely something they want to do, and they're just like, and just, like, bitch every way till Sunday, just because they can. It's like, I could get complaining and, like, bitching about stuff here and there, being like, God damn it, I gotta deal with this bullshit, man. I could get, like, that type of shit, it's like, and the occasional bicker banter, but, like, the constant complaining of, like, God damn it, you get boots track of mud everywhere, and then fucking have, don't know how to take care of yourself, this and that, blah, 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 like, just literally bitching about every fucking thing under the sun and shit. It's like, you are a whiny fucking bitch boy of a fucking cuck. It's like you can't, fucking, like, man up a little bit and just, like, fucking take some form of fucking, accountability for those actions or something instead of just whining like a fuck. It's like, aye, dude. I hate these conservative types so much because they just, like, whine and bitch and moan and never actually have any, like, real merit to want to solve the issues. They just want an excuse to bitch. So I find conservatives are just so goddamn annoying, especially like the far right ones. Like, those are the ones I'm really more or less talking about. It's like far right conservative types that have empty water bottles and a couple chip bags by the computer, a few water bottles and a couple of chip bags. Why is that a problem? I mean, if it's like piled up and stuff, like you literally have like 50 like bottles in there that are empty, and some of them are like half full, and one of them's a piss jug, and then you got like a bag, like a chip bag for empty chip bags that also have like other random garbage that's in a bigger bag, you know, like there's a certain level of like, okay, you might want to clean some shit up. But if you got like a couple bottles, you know, just right by your desk, and like a few empty chip bags from like the day or two before, what? How's that a big deal? Why is that a big deal? It's like, okay, I got like 3 empty chip bags over here. Whoop-de-doo. It's like, I mean, it's not the end of the world. Like, yeah, I should probably deal with that, sure, but like, it's just they're chip bags. Who cares? It's not like suddenly there's like a fucking fungal colony like growing, and suddenly now we're like some insane horror's house just because there's occasional chip bags lying around. And honestly, I would be more, like, insulted by the privacy invasion. That's why I have a lock on my door. I actually changed the lock on the bathroom door to my door specifically for that fucking reason. At least, back in the day, you know, when I was really having an issue with my privacy in my own room being violated. Being, you know, with mainly, like, my mom was being like, what are you doing in here? It's like, I'm chilling. Like, what the fuck do you think I'm doing? Playing a video game or something. He said, you need to go over, Mom, because someone's got to take care of her. Someone's got to do it, and sure shit ain't gonna be me. Dude, what an ungrateful fucking shitbag, dude. I mean, it's just like... It's like, honestly, it should, I mean, well, he's not necessarily wrong, at least, but it's just like, I mean, of course he's being, like, the most biggest douchebag about it possible. And also, it's just like, I mean, it's not really just that reason why. It's because, to get the fuck away from you there, bud, you know what I mean? It's just like, you should go with her so she has someone to take care of her. It's like, no, well, yes, but the main reason is to get away from you. Not the other way around. It's not what you think. That's funny about conservatives, too. It's just like they think they know everything, and they kind of have, like, the sense of, like, you know, breaking through the matrix and all that weird shit. You know how they are about that weird fucking gobbledygook. It's like they can see through it all, you know, versus how everyone else is just a shape. And then, you know, like, with that, they have a sense of just, like, oh, yeah, I know how the world works. But then you can just, like, fuck with them so much and, like, tell them, oh, yeah, like, you know, I'm definitely going to do this because I definitely, you know, because of X, Y, and Z that you think. Yeah, absolutely. So, like, yeah, you should go, you know, like, after some divorce situation, whatever, fuck, you go with her, you know, because someone needs to take care of her. It's like, if that's what you want to think, sure. The reality is, I had to get the fuck away from you, not the, you know, not to just help her, you know. That's just a bonus, I guess. She obviously has a type, and she doesn't like that. Yeah. Hey, Nan, you told me about it. I think last night you were mentioning something about it. But yeah, I mean, and honestly, I don't blame her for not wanting to go out and date again and shit, especially when you got, like, an unironically genuine, like, kind of toxic shitbag like that. It's just basically a 70-year-old version of Andrew Tate, who's not rich and don't got no Bugattis. I mean, it's just like, I mean, you know, it's like, why would you want to date again? It's like, after having to deal with all that shit, fuck that. I'd at the very minimum, I'll be like, I'm taking a break from any form of dating for, like, a long time. You know, before I feel comfortable just going out there again. From dealing with him. Honestly, I bet she does. I mean, you know, maybe not, like, the same type of PTSD as, like, you know, like, you know, it's, like, outright, you know, like, full total abuse can lead. But, yeah, like, there's definitely, you know, like, psychological, mental PTSD trauma that can come from stuff like that, yeah. I mean, fuck. I mean, I know I definitely got, like, you know, very minor forms of, like, PTSD from big arguments my parents have had before and shit. It doesn't really affect me at this point, but there was a time, at least when I was like growing up a little bit, you know, where that would kind of like, you know, kind of make a little bit of an inhibition, you know, in me a little bit. At this point, not really. I've gotten over it at this rate. If anything, I'd argue that like some of the PTSD from the 2020 protests, you know, every now and then can kind of get me in a phase every now and then. Not often, but sometimes. Where I'm just kind of like, not really like thinking, but just like introspectively, like kind of, you know, going back, you know, to, you know, a lot of the shit that I saw. I mean, you know, I guess typical PTSD stuff, but not in a sense where I'm just like literally 1,000-yard staring type of shit. Just kind of like, it's kind of sitting there, you know, like in a sense of like thinking or something. Like, there's actually physical tics and trait, or like specific things that you could look out for someone who has PTSD, or at least especially when it comes to talking about something that pertains around, you know, something that developed PTSD. Like, if you talk to someone who's a soldier and seen a lot of shit, and, you know, there's like certain like tics, kind of like, you know, another one is that like straight up is just looking around, you know, doing a kind of like a, you know, kind of just like head on a swivel type of thing, and also just kind of like very more heavy breathing. It's a little bit more hyperventilated, and just kind of a sense of like dotty eyes outside of just kind of keeping the head on a swivel thing. It's literally just dotty eyes and just kind of like looking around everywhere. This person. Okay, would you shut the fuck up about shit like that? Like, I'm actually being fucking serious. And you need to shut the fuck up. Because you know that's a bunch of bullshit, and frankly, it's like generally starting to tick me off. Because, like, you know it's fucking bullshit. You know it ain't true. And all it is just like, you know, fucking self-deprecating. Like, knock it off, bro. Like, fuck. You know, absolutely goddamn fucking well, you're better than that. Like, seriously. Like, on the real. Try because you asked. Because you know it's bullshit. And you know you're better than that. And you know it ain't gonna be fucking true. Just because your fucking stepdad makes it a fucking living hell doesn't mean that, you know, it's gonna be like that forever. I mean, shit. Like, ah. And what in the fuck, bruh? Also got pimped up because this motherfucker's been barking literally when I read that. And he's also, in fact, he's actually more of the source of the annoyance at this point. Would you not get the fuck off? Oh my god. Oh my god. Still have constant negativity from. Well, I mean, honestly, like, it comes to a point where, like, I just eventually, like, you know, like, when it comes to having that shit bubble up, like, I mean, there's a certain point where I'm just like, dude, I get it, like, you want to make it, like, hard and all that type of shit. He says, oh, hate you or your mother, I'm just ready for this to be done. Well, yeah, I mean, wouldn't the feeling be mutual? And it's just like, if that's the case, then maybe you should just shut the hell up and speed up the process so then it's done and over with. The only reason why it's a fucking living hell is because of his ass, you know, making it the fucking problem, no one else. Don't let his fucking toxic activity get to you, dude. And this fucking dog, would you chill the hell out, my guy? I'm gonna just straight pick you up from your fucking harness and just, like, hold you. Get over here. Get the fuck over here. Zuzu's a good boy. can be a good boy. And you should be a good boy today, because you got a new harness. Look at you. Come here. Oh, get the fuck over here. Get the hell over here. You little butt. Look at you. Well, you know what, here. Let me, I don't know if you need this on anymore for today, actually. There we go. Here, let me actually try to show this off a little more. There you go. You sweet little boy. You're such a freak. I'm watching the interview, good movie on it. Oh, with Seth Rogen and what's his face? I know the actor. I just forget his name right off the top of my head. Oh, but here's like the full view of Sue's new harness. Has like a little patch on the front. So, you know, for a little flag patch. And then on the side, I got this little pouch set up. And this is the company that made the harnesses, Team K9. And it came with that and this little pouch too. So, yeah, I'm gonna get some name patches for him, so he has two on either end for him to have. And then, you know, whenever I want to basically, you know, put some weights on him and get him worked out, I'll just put a bunch of weights on the side of these pouches. I love it. It's so great. Zhuk is just gonna be so happy. Wish I were gonna play Kim Jong-un. He wouldn't really have done. He didn't like. He doesn't look like him though. He wouldn't fit the role. The guy that they made play Kim Jong-un, honestly, was perfect. You know, it's really awesome. I love these. I love these little clips right here. These really nice clips. Let me try one being one of her cats. Well, you can't bring all. Well, I mean, there is kind of a sense you can't bring all of them, sadly. But okay, let's try to bring what you can. Try to bring the other floofs. From the big kitty. Oh, you can't take that cat? I try to at least see if you can take that kitty. What are you doing? Damn! You goof boy. He's a ginormous chungus. A ginormous chungus. He's fatter than Bandit was. Oh my goodness. That just sounds like an amazing chungus if I've ever heard one. All cats need to be an amazing fluffy chungus. All cats are fluffy chunguses. Here, okay, well, it's not called earlier, but now it is again. God damn it. Bleh. Bleh. Eh. 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 There we go. God damn it. I was... Fuck a jacket. Okay, be that way then. Like you know you will, but not when. Well, I mean, you just can't fret yourself about that. I mean, all you can really do is just get yourself a little closer to that inevitability. And you just gotta do what you can with it. Just literally take it one day at a time. You know, you can't, like, overwhelm yourself with it. Because that's, you know, what's gonna make it, you know, seem a lot more of a bigger thing than it... Well, I mean, it is a big thing. Moving isn't, like, some small feat, obviously. But, I mean, to not make it as big as it seems, I mean, just take it one day at a time. But here, get a couple little tunes here in the background. That's right here. You just goof. Just sweet little boy. I'm so happy for his new harness. I like it. I can't believe Rip City's all just like, cringe. He liked my gun safe, but doesn't like the harness I got Zhuk off. Like, dude, he is... Rip City is like the... It's definitely an enigma sometimes. I mean, he really is. Put a ball rocket in a Coke can and it didn't explode the way I wanted it to. Oh my god, what the hell are you doing? Searchers, they said it wasn't stolen to his face. I'd be more curious about just to hear Trump's reaction to that more so than anything. I can imagine him just literally, like, going the fuck off and freaking out about it. Just being like, you're all just a bunch of fucking collaborators and a bunch of treasonous frauds. And just going off or some shit, dude. I kind of want to... Is there... I doubt there's, like, a clip or anything, but goddamn, dude. Is that outlet plugged in? Boob! Oh, no, it got unplugged somehow. Okay, there we go. I also stuck a lit Roman candle here to pretend I have a butt cannon. You really do not want to do that. You know, sometimes with those Roman candles, the last little, like, candle will sometimes backfire. Like, actually backfire, like, go boop. Like, you shouldn't even do this necessarily, but if you are going to, like, hold it, then you want to hold it, like, near the base, like, near the end of it, and off to the side like this. Like, if you're going to be, you know, holding it while it's, like, you know, launching its stuff. Because, like I said, every now and then the last one will, like, go and go backwards. Learned that lesson the hard way. I'm sure you did. Because, well, I know this much. If it backfired in your ass, you wouldn't be here right now. You'd probably be dead. So, I mean, you know, so there's that. Damn, got wrecked. Got wrecked of a fucking your mama joke, dude. Special life and hearts. What the fuck? Is this like, are we back in, we're back in, 7th grade, everybody. Your mama jokes are back in style. Thankfully it backfired in my hand after I dropped it. Well, there you go. See, now you know. Now you know, Venom. I actually was once playing around with those Roman candles, and then it was on the 4th, and of course, Cockroach happened to just roll over and turn the corner as I'm watching those damn things, and I'm facing directly at the fucking vehicle as it's turning around, so of course I'm watching these Roman candles like directly at the cop car at this point, and I'm sitting here like, oh shit, I guess I'll just, like, aim this downward. And then they start bouncing and landing on the hood of his car. And I just went, okay, that doesn't work. Straight up, I guess. And they just start going up for, like, the last few. And the officer just got out of his car and just, like, literally did this and just sat there just, like, you know you shouldn't be doing that, right? And I just kind of sat there like, yeah, probably not. And it's like, yeah. It just kind of gave me this, like, lecture, and then saw my dad over there, it's like, you know you shouldn't be encouraging that, right? Like, he just kind of sat there and just with his hands on his hips, just like, really? It was the 4th, so I think he kind of gave us a little slack, but definitely was a fun little experience with that one. Oh, yeah. Here, turn this. Make sure it's turned down. Okay, it is. Used to blow up anthills with M80s and cherry bombs. Nice. Yeah, back in the day, my dad used to, like, kind of make his own M80s. He would take the M80s apart and like, put all the components in PVC pipes and stuff like that. And he would go to different places, like different parks and camps, you know, campsite stuff like that. And I mean parks like, you know, national parks or like wildlife parks and shit. Find like a cliffside or a waterfall or something, and just light them and toss them. And then just watch them, like, blow up at the end of the cliff or under the water and shit like that. There was one time where he did that off of the rims just right outside of Billings, and because he made this one that was unintentionally really big and didn't realize it, and when it went off, it literally looked like a flak gun, just like boom, and left like this big flak gun like puff smoke, you know, in the air. And then like all the people in the neighborhood just started looking out their windows, and my dad's friend and him were just all like, we should probably get the fuck out of here right about now. And they just started yeeting themselves out of there. It's just like, oh my god. Man, like, being some rural kid, like, growing up in, like, the 70s and 80s must have been something interesting. Being a countryside sucks. Which is probably why me and my dad's friends and him, when they were bored, decided to make pipe bombs and drink and fucking blow shit up and, again, drink and smoke weed and shit. I mean, no services. Well, they never had internet or nothing, so you know, like, kids back in the day literally just had to fucking just go outside and just do shit. I mean, hell, I kind of remember growing up a little bit, you know, having to do shit like that. Fuck, honestly, I'm kind of glad there's people in my neighborhood that still make their kids do that. When I was walking my dog the other day, and I was taking him to one of the parks, there was a bunch of kids there, and I was actually shocked. There wasn't any helicopter parents, it was just a bunch of kids, and I guess maybe some older siblings watching them, just hanging out, and that was it. I was just like, wow, this still happens? Kids in the neighborhood get together and just, like, fuck around and, like, kick it together and shit? Like, wow, this is something that you don't really see often. So, I was honestly kind of surprised. I was like, alright, nice. Zhuk! What the fuck, dog? What?
Zhookers. You bonehead. What's up with Sparkin?
He's been a boof boy.
Yeah?
He's been a boof boy.
Yeah? Ah, shit.
And you dump the water. Well, is there a towel? Oh my god. A towel.
Okay, that puts a shot.
A towel would be more important.
Oh.
Towel? Oh my lord. Oh my.
Oh, shit.
There we go. Oh, goodness gracious. It's like a little creek now. It's a little stream. I just filled it too. Ah! There we go. Alright. It's about picked up as it can be. It's just water, so it's whatever. They call cannabis dope in Oregon. We just basically call it weed. I mean, there's not like any like specific name outside just weed. Or marijuana. One of the two. Little goofy boy. This little dog is just made a little sleepy butt. Probably all worn out from yesterday. I know how to make boom booms, but I don't know because materials are expensive. If you know what to look for. There's definitely some fairly cheap materials that you can make it with. I'm not really going to specify about, like, I mean, I know one is, like, fertilizer. And then a few other things. I mean, plus there's tannerite. I mean, that's cheap. All you have to do is just mix it. Be careful with it, though, but other than that. I mean, it's like getting stuff that's like explosive isn't illegal necessarily. I mean, you just have to like just watch what the fuck you're doing with it, basically. Like you can, you know, like, cause I could right now if I wanted to buy some tannerite, and then you know get it mixed up and stuff, and go out to you know a range that I can use it with and blow it up. I can do that. You know, it's just like, and there's nothing necessarily stop me. I mean, I can't do it in certain places, obviously. Tannerite's illegal there. What? Really? That's stupid. That's actually kind of lame. I mean, again, tannerite's some serious shit. Like, you don't want to, you know, you want to know what you're doing with it. It's not something to fuck with, but, like, I mean, like, having, like, because, I mean, if, like, you could have, like, a little bottle's worth and be able to buy, you know, something like that, and, you know, set it up, and it'll make a decent boom. Like, you know, something like this will make it legit, like, about this worth of tannerite, like, about this can's worth would actually be a pretty decent boom. But, like, I mean, with that, you know, like I said, you want to be careful with it, because if you are using that to blow something up with, like, you're putting that in a microwave, or putting that in, like, a watermelon or something, you know, you want to be careful with what you're specifically using, because if you put it, like, because there's been a lot of videos of people putting, like, lawnmowers, bricks, all sorts of shit, and it backfires very badly. And I mean very badly, so, you know, it's definitely some shit you want to be careful with. I can't blow up this pop can off of bottle rockets, because the explosive compound in the bottle rockets are not that, you know, are not powerful enough to explode the can. you'd probably need more than one. And they would all have to go off at once to create like a major chain reaction. Why am I giving you advice?
Ow.
I really should not be doing that. What the fuck is he doing over there? Would have made me drink Fospinol like diabetes. I don't like it's. You don't need to like pressure her to try all sorts of substances with us or something. Damn. I mean, she can do whatever she wants, and she can do whatever is needed. You know that she wants to do. It's not my issue. Do you need some help? What the fuck are you doing? Are you trying to move something? Like, what the...
Yes. Where's my ball of rockets?
Arlie? You piece of shit.
Harley took him.
God. He's pretty much the only person I could think of.
I didn't even know I had those, but anyhow, it'll be lots of fun next 4th of July or whenever. Or tonight.
Tonight?
Any day sounds good.
I mean... Oh my god.
I didn't even know I had those, but now that I do...
I did?
Thought I had those last 4th of July or New Year's. Or...
Well... I mean, I saw them there, I just didn't know they just were yoinked. I saw hard playing with one or two of them earlier, and then a cop car swung by, and I was just like, what the fuck? But I didn't realize he procured them. I'm assuming he wanted to have more fun with them, I guess, and decided to, yeah.
Anyhow, I don't want stuff disappearing from here because of Harley.
Harley. Harley, you need to do things called asking. I know you're still in that chat, you son of a bitch. Should mom try edibles because I think they'd help her PTSD and insomnia. Well, insomnia probably. And with PTSD, yeah, I mean it affects everybody differently. So I mean, you know, it's possible, but I would make sure that you give her a baby dose. Especially with edibles. You little grunt boy. What a little boof. She doesn't want to try smoke because I try to pressure into that a lot over a 20-year marriage. Well, again, it's why, just let people, take it at their own pace. And if they do, just let it be like a microdose or something small. Just so they don't, like, overload themselves. Spain just did something uber fucking based. My friend from Telegram sent. Spain approves menstrual leave, teen abortion, and trans laws. Based. Based Spain. Fuck yeah. Yes, Ripsy says, like, it's big improvements, but abortion's only allowed within 14 weeks in Spain, and they didn't change that. Spain will now have very good access to contraceptives, which was half the equation that American conservatives illogically opposed, so that's great. At least it's good that, you know, Spain's at least, like, I don't know, like, upgraded, you know, in comparison to, like, America now on this front. It's like, oh yeah, trans laws, you know, abortion, you know, contraceptives and stuff like that, you know, at least having some more accessibility to that. Yeah, yeah. We'll just allow that. At the end it was kind of not based because he was like, smoke with me or to leave. Well, that's just like really stupid peer pressure bullshit. Let's see what's going on to be on. Like I understand it's very because smoking used to Spain from MS, but the MS messed up his mind, so I'm sure it was a totally different person after getting in. Damn. Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of different, like, you know, debilitating, you know, diseases and shit, you know, really do kind of change a person's psyche. It's kind of sad, you know, fact about a lot of that type of shit. Unfortunately. Sweet little goof boy. You're just a sleepy boy right now, aren't you? I've never seen a dog so just zonked out and sleepy. He died thinking it was 94, and he was back in Missouri from me diapers. Well, that, I mean, it's still kind of sad, because, I mean, it still just kind of shows, like, how much of his, like, you know, how much of being in touch with reality was lost. Sunday Grandpa's taking on a trip. Well, still, that's still kind of, like, sad, though. It's just like, damn. I mean, there's still some water on the ground. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, whatever. Let's go on Human Sport. Let's see what Human Sport's been up to. What have been up to, bah? Good old boy Mike. This is because at least he didn't die. I think he was married to my stepmom, and that's one little fuck you to her. Well, I guess so. I guess there at least is that. It looks like there's some here. Northford 7 skips a town hall with Ohioans. It fucking poisoned. Wow. I figured I'd at least check that out. I'll put that off to the side here. But first, before we check that little out, go on to Reddit, see what's going on there. Was a perfect bite, but at least try to raise me right. That's more a lot of people get for dads. Well, yeah. I mean, because honestly, like, because nobody's fucking perfect. I mean, that's kind of an impossible thing to achieve. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, as long as someone's at least, you know, legitimately trying their best, you know, given the situation and circumstances. That's, I mean, all you really can ask for. At least at the minimal. Here, This is stuck around until I was 18. Careful, bad drivers. This happened today. This is on the Portland subreddit. It's a little short clip. But I already know what's happening. It's this dude in the fucking big ass truck. You can already tell it's gonna be stupid hogs like this. Just not understanding. Like, wow. Forced them, like, onto the opposite side of the road. What a fucking maroon, dude. My favorite is today was going great until people. Good old Pacific Highway, probably some old fart from who should have had their license taken away. Could have just left it. Oh my god, what a fucking idiot. Could have just let them in, bro. It's like, yeah, like some old fucking moron, you know, some like FUD, you know, his F-150 who doesn't know, like, what paying attention is. It's like, to me, fucking maroons, man. Aww. A little spiral comfort snake. Oh, that's just adorable. Perfect little spiral just sunning itself on a little lamp. Get real kick out of new hybrid sport. What the fuck? Mayor of East Palestine, Ohio. Damn, dude. My boy's a fucking unit. Damn, son. Dude, this is a big boy. Dude, my man's a big boy. Oh, dude, someone's got an eye patch back there. Oh, wait, no, that's a mic. I thought someone back there had a patch, too. I'm just like, damn, dude. Like, East Palestine, Ohio's got some fucking badass-looking people. Eye patch guy, fucking big boy. Damn, dude. Like, this is basically like two John Fettermans. Just, like, morphed into one major essence of a man. I want to see the comments on this. Those shoes. Oh my god, though. Holy shit, for real. Dude, those are some wide-ass shoes, dude. Those are some wide-ass kicks. Oh my god. Those are fat kicks. Fit that old lady's head inside one of them. Most Ohio guy in Ohio. As if chemicals have just made him stronger. Before the wreck, he was 5'1" and 110 pounds. Even his shoes are ridiculous. Huge shoes. Damn, dude. Thought there was a pirate in the background. I realized it's a mic. Dude, for real, man. I really thought that guy in the background had an eye patch. Oh my god, bro. No one leaves the city because they're stuck in his gravitational influence. Damn. Person standing to him is 6'2". Wait. Wait. That person right there on the left. This person is my height. He's 6'2". Oh my god. Holy shit. Dude, my boy is a giant. We're gonna have no. Well, okay. I need to hit up Harley for to sign us just and ignore. All he does is like mostly tease at this point. persecution fish. Biden did this. Like, what the fuck? So what the fuck is this? We'll just stay out of Democrat-run cities and raise our family out in nature with God. That's what you think, Jack. What the fuck, dude? Really? Oh my god, bro. Seriously? Even in an actual ecological disaster, they can't help themselves. And you know what? Like, doesn't that look like a fucking nuke went off? That just looks like a literal goddamn nuclear bomb just went off, dude. I mean, it might as well be. Like, people are kind of equating it to like a mini Chernobyl, essentially. Or the equivalent of like a nuke going off, basically. Or at least like some gigantic fucking chemical bomb. Because that's basically is what it was a gigantic fucking chemical bomb. It was just a non-radioactive dirty bomb. It's like, what the fuck, dude? And also, like, but I mean, the weird thing is, though, it's not even necessarily wrong as a meme. It's just, you know, at least when it comes to the bottom part of it, the top part is just stupid, but the bottom part is, like, I mean, it's just like, just replace the text on that top one. We'll, like, it's like we'll go out in small towns, you know, bust our ass, you know, as working class folk and, you know, be forgotten by, you know, our government, and then down below it's like, that's what you think, Jack. We remember you. We're just gonna, you know, like, deregulate everything and, you know, cause fucking ecological disasters in your town. And also, apparently, there's another trail derailment, also by Northern Southern as well. So go fucking figure. Of course, Trump deregulated a lot of the fucking rail regulations. Booty fuck hasn't really done much, you know, to actually push that further, being in the Secretary of Transportation. And the Biden administration has stabbed the workers in the back when it came to the rail strike. And now we're starting to see the actual fucking consequence of, you know, the actions of these policies and consequences. By not giving workers enough sick days. He's complicit in it, absolutely, but how this all begun and how this fucking disastrous snowball started was because of Trump, too. He's the one who initially gutted a lot of these regulations. And workers are raising the red flags and raising the alarm bells over it, and no one fucking listened, and that's when the strike started to come into play, on top of things like sick days and, you know, working conditions, amongst other things. And then that's when Biden basically came in to literally stab him in the fucking back as the pro-union president. Fucking ratbag son of a bitch. Yeah, there were like Civil War era fucking breaks and shit, which, how does that even make sense? It's like, I get, like, there is when it comes to traditional rail, as it is, like how a lot of it is in America, it's like there probably isn't that much, you know, when it comes to modernizing it, you know, outside of just having better equipment. But, like, there's definitely things that you can do to, you know, modernize it still, because there are things like better equipment that, you know, have far better systems when it comes to those that already exist. Like, if there's, like, Civil War era breaks, well, a very modern version of that, you know, with a few other things added to it, you know, probably would make it a better system overall versus, like, a traditional old version of it, right? So it's just like, even if it is the case, there literally could be fucking, you know, a far safer, brake system, you know, from, like, a Civil War era style braking system and shit that would still be safer than, you know, just some old rusty-ass fucking shit. 80s era brakes, not the fucking Civil War. I know, for real. Like I said, I'm at least willing to give a benefit of doubt that, like, you know, maybe those brake systems, you know, might not necessarily be bad. It's just that, you know, there could be modern implementations of those systems that could be safer and better. I'm willing to grant it that, but even then, I doubt it. Like, because there's just far better, you know, systems in place for that shit. Like, there already is. Like, trains aren't that fucking obsolete. But anyway, since we are on the topic anyway, let's get into this.
Frustration, anger, and unanswered questions in East Palestine, Ohio.
My kids say, other people say, is the future of this community safe?
The mayor leading the meeting at at times speaking through a bullhorn to answer questions from distressed residents.
Dude, the mayor is a big boy. I love how, honestly, he just looks like, your typical, like, working class jack, you know what I mean? He just kind of looks like, a typical average Joe, like everyone else here.
Still worried about returning to their homes, despite evacuation orders.
Oh my god, like, dude, are people in Ohio built different? If, like, he's probably like 7 foot something and like basically like 2 John Fettermans, and holy shit, like how big are these people? Like, are people in Ohio just straight literally built different?
Lifted last week.
The railroad did us wrong. So far they've worked with us and they're fixing it. But if that stops, I will guarantee you I will be the first one in line to fight them.
Officials trying to answer the community's questions.
That evacuation has been determined by the Department of Transportation and other subject matter experts based on previous incidents. Everybody satisfied with my answer?
As many residents are demanding more testing of air.
Do you still feel like a teenager? Sometimes. Honestly, adults are all just like teenagers, and adult bodies are just trying to adult and pretend they know how things are. Like, I mean, adults are just teenagers, and adult bodies are pretending they know how they got it all figured out, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, yeah, I mean, I still do sometimes, especially if a lot of my juvenile humor, my, more laid-back, casual, attitude about things.
And soil.
We're not going to let them stop the testing until you're satisfied. That's where the testing stops.
Well, this story is extremely infuriating, so buckle up. Norfolk Southern is the train company that poisoned the entire town of East Palestine, Ohio, and now they are refusing to face the people whose lives they put in jeopardy. As Columbia Dispatch reporter Max Stilby explains, Norfolk Southern backed out of the East Palestine Town Hall meeting tonight because officials said they felt it was, quote, unsafe to attend, the mayor of the town told people.
Yeah, because I wonder why. Because you got a bunch of people that probably want to, like hang y'alls by your feet and shit, and, like, smack you around like a bunch of piatas. Like, yeah, I mean, I imagine they're all probably very fucking angry. And they have every right to do it, too.
To attend. So,
in Minecraft.
What do they mean by that? Do they mean that the town is unsafe because of the chemicals that they spilled and it poses a health risk? No.
No, of course not.
They know that they're going to get reamed, and they just don't want to show up and be held accountable by the residents of East Palestine, who, again, they poisoned.
Okay, that's the first time I've heard East Palestine said that way. I've heard, like, East Palestine, like Palestine, and then there's, like, Palestine, but I've never heard Palestine. Like, that just doesn't... Oh, okay, whatever. Mike,
reasoning,
okay.
According to HuffPost.
Yeah, and honestly, yeah, they could have video chatted if they were that worried about it. Like, they could have had a gigantic projector, dim the lights a little bit so people can see them, and, and be like, hey, like, here's the entire community and shit, and, like, and you're on, like, audio speaker, for everyone to hear you, so, because at that point, if they were, like, that worried about getting, creamed and fucking heckled and shit, they would have just backed out of the call at that point, but then they wouldn't look like a bunch of cowards, and it would have looked worse on face value. So, in their mind, it's better to just not even bother.
But we know that
Fuck
many
them, is what they think.
Rightfully angry and frustrated right now, the company said. Unfortunately, after consulting with community leaders, we have become increasingly concerned about the growing physical threat to our employees and members of the community around this event, stemming from the increasing likelihood of the participation of outside parties. Initially, the town hall would have allowed the public to ask questions of officials and the railroad, but the event was subsequently changed to an open house with informational tables for residents, WKBN-TV reported. It is unclear if that change was made because of Norfolk Southern's decision to back out.
Yeah. It probably was due to them backing out.
So they're trying to save face and claim that it's not the residents who they're particularly afraid of, it's outside parties who maybe will antagonize them or try to physically assault them.
Which is basically, going to be like the residents. Like, they just want to say that, like, outside parties within the residents who don't want to cooperate and be obedient, could potentially, pose a risk, and they don't want that. Which, fuck them. Like, they're basically just blaming the community, for the reason why they don't want to show up after they fucking poisoned them. And their environment and and also the local communities around it abroad. It's just like, I mean, this fucking company don't give a shit. And another derailment happened about this, and I wouldn't be surprised if Mike talks about it in this video. That happened because of them earlier today, or maybe yesterday at this point, but I think it was today. And it's just like, and of course, it had chemicals and shit in it. And at least with that one, I don't think anyone knows exactly what was in it. So it's just a bunch of random mystery, fucking, like, chemical shit, and, like, the people are just kind of, like, left on a whim about, like, what could fucking happen with that. Probably nothing good. ML's organized to be extremely based. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say based, but it wouldn't be unbased. I just say it probably can be a good thing, given the circumstances, depending on, like, where you're at. Like, I'm not like someone who's, like, gung-ho about militancy. I just see it as a tool, pragmatically, where, in some elements it can be useful as a means of defense. Like, I'm not like some gun-ho motherfucker about it.
But I'm not buying it. If you can't show us receipts, then you need to show up. And I think that we all know what this is about. This company just doesn't want to face accountability for the lives that they've ruined. They don't want to look the residents of East Palestine in the faces and have them confront them about what they did to this town. And listen, let's be clear, accidents happen, but this was entirely preventable. So The Lever did a fantastic video explaining what caused this particular train derailment, and as you're going to see, well, it's government malfeasance and corruption, but also it's because Norfolk Southern wanted to increase profits, even if that came at the expense of the lives of their workers and the people who they're supposed to be serving. Let's watch.
Of course. I mean, honestly, it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. I mean, and like I said, a lot of it is just due to because of the deregulations Trump administration did, because of the malfeasance and greed and corruption and lobbying that our government's entirely beholden towards. And from there, they basically were able to slowly but surely and push a lot of different policies that led up to this type of shit. Workers, tried to fucking raise the flag and shit, and tried to get, better conditions and sick pay amongst other things, and then the Biden administration stabbed them in the fucking back. And now look, this is literally the result of the last two administrations. Fuck Trump and fuck Biden for this shit. They're the ones who are, fundamentally on top of Northern, Southern, and the rail industry directly that are at fault for this shit. And they should all be fucking arrested for it. I guess maybe with Trump there is a kind of a possibility, but not for this reason. And then, there's also, at least, like Northern Southern, because they need to at least, be fucking arrested for sure. They're the ones who directly need to be held accountable. The president, the CFO, CEO, everyone at the top ranks. And the only reason why I would disagree with regulating the trains industry, in a sense, because we should nationalize it. Cut these fucking corporate, for-profit middlemen out of our rail industry. Because then we can actually have a direct tie towards regulations and, and the working conditions and safety conditions and shit.
In the middle of the country, a giant chemical fireball, 100-foot flames, and very few people asking questions about what led up to this. So there was a derailment in 2012 in New Jersey,
releasing 20,000 gallons of dangerous chemicals and noxious gas into the air.
There's children in the town that are being affected by this.
And there was pressure on regulators to do something about those kinds of trains. And so the Obama administration had a rule proposed to better regulate these trains. The National Transportation Safety Board told the regulatory agency, said, listen, these regulations should broadly cover not just oil, they should cover what's known as Class 2 chemicals. And the chemical industry lobbyists went to work pressuring the regulatory agency to limit the definition of what a high hazard flammable train is. Limit it in a way that the train in Ohio, that kind of train ended up not being classified as a high hazard flammable train.
The NTSB closed.
Even though it literally was. Think of you, yes.
Monitoring 4 cars that are filled with vinyl chloride. It has been found to be linked to cancer.
Trains that were subject to this rule were going to be required to use a special kind of new braking system to try to deter or at least reduce the damage from derailments.
ECP delivers the unmatched performance of air brakes with the precision of electronic communications.
Most trains in the country are still using technology from the Civil War era. But the moment the government was considering making it a mandate, the railroad industry's changed its tune. It cited cost concerns to pressure against that rule.
We want to see federal regulations when they're necessary, not
Zaxby's? No.
just in reaction to a headline in the Washington Post.
Obama's rule included that measure to expand the larger use of those brakes on the nation's rail system. But in that 2016 election year, the Republican Party got about $6 million from the rail industry. And Senate Republicans started beating the drum for Trump to repeal the rule. Donald Trump repealed the brake rule so that the industry does not have to even start to use these kinds of brakes. One form.
So the reason why we still have these Civil War era brakes and shit that you were mentioning and shit, it's because of fucking Trump. Like I said, he's like, I mean, this is, I guess, one of the rare things where Obama actually did do some good to try to regulate the rail industry. But it didn't really mean fuck all, because the Trump administration right after it just gutted all of it. And then Biden administration decides to have workers in the back afterwards, you know, after a lot of this type of shit, you know, was called out.
That these brakes, which are known as ECP brakes, would have mitigated a disaster like this. And
oh, I already know what I want to get out of Waffle House. The fucking All-Star, baby.
Today, after the publication of our story, federal...
I already know what I want there.
This train did not have those brakes on the train.
So their recklessness and greed led to this, and they won't even show up and face the people whose health they put in jeopardy. Completely unacceptable. And to add further insult to injury, as the lever...
Jesus Christ, I got literally 2 different notifications at once for literally the same podcast. Jesus Christ.
Amid the lobbying blitz against stronger transportation safety regulations, Norfolk Southern paid executives millions and spent billions on stock buybacks, all while the company shed thousands of employees despite warnings that understaffing is intensifying safety risks. Norfolk Southern officials also fought off a shareholder initiative that could have required company executives to, quote, assess, review, and mitigate risks of hazardous material transportation. So the industry has been deregulated. On top of that, Congress broke a strike at the behest of railroad companies so that way they don't have to pay their workers sick leave. And that train derailment is the culmination of years of corporate greed, corruption, and malfeasance overall. And guess what? It happened again.
Mid-tier? Bruh. You take that back.
Hey, another train has derailed, this time in
Oh, wow. Okay, so Mike is talking about it. So, yeah. So this is that other derailment I was talking about, which happened in Van Buren Township,
with at
Michigan.
Least 6 cars coming off the track, and one of them carrying, once again, hazardous materials. At the time that I record this, though, we don't know what materials in particular it contained. And as More Perfect Union explains, this train was also run by, you guessed it, Norfolk Southern. And they cite a USA Today article which explains the rate of train accidents has been ticking up for Norfolk Southern progressively over the past decade. Also, over the last 5 years, federal inspectors have flagged 36% more hazmat violations versus the 5 years prior. So we've got another train derailment, possibly poisoning another town in the United States, and they still won't even show up and face the people who they poisoned just a couple of weeks ago. I mean, this company should be nationalized. They should fear nationalization currently, but...
I mean, honestly, the entire fucking rail industry should fear it. I mean, there needs to be utter nationalization of this entire fucking industry. I mean, Norfolk Southern needs to be just entirely fucking busted from the inside out, and, like, all the fucking corporate higher-ups need to be fucking arrested. Like, I mean, because this shit is just outright fucking criminal, and it should be, like, considered, like, the equivalent of, like, fucking war crime level shit. I mean, it should, because, like, they basically let off a gigantic fucking chemical dirty bomb in fucking East Palestine, and, you know, just want to be like, well, profits, baby, that shit got to go.
Multiple administrations now have allowed them to regulate themselves, and we've seen exactly what that has led to, this very moment. And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is refusing to step up, as the spotlight is on him, and he's pretending as if he is incapable of doing what is needed to be done to rein in these companies.
Oh, wow. Such a progressive, wasn't he? Yeah, wow. Go figure. A corporate, stuffed suit, empty-headed piece of shit that, you know, uses to, oh, I'm progressive, and I'm, you know, like a good guy. Because, look, I'm a gay person. It's like, give me a fucking break, dude. It's just so fucking stupid. Like, the idea that, like, oh, hey, you know, look, I got, you know, an identity, you know, point on me. It's like, I'm a gay guy. Look, see? I'm hip. It's like, you're just another corporate stuffed suit piece of shit. And, of course, you know, he was put in that position so he could be a corporate stuffed suit piece of shit. And he's acting as such, because that's who he is. Is there one thing you want to do? I'd check out the Space Center, at least. And then maybe go to Huntsville, at least, you know, check out a bar or two or something.
Doesn't have the authority, even though he's the head of the regulatory agency that oversees these companies. As the lover explains, facing pressure from lawmakers in his own party after a
the Space Rock Center, yeah.
spate of train derailments, Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg has now resorted to falsely suggesting that he does not have power to...
That's already in Huntsville. Well, then let's just have like a day to hang out in Huntsville and the Space Center and stuff. Like, go there first, then maybe go to Huntsville and check out a bar or something like that.
To upgraded safety equipment and procedures. In a Twitter thread posted more than a week after Norfolk Southern's fiery train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, Buttigieg indicated that he cannot reinstate an Obama-enacted Trump-repealed law requiring some trains carrying hazardous materials to replace their Civil War-era braking systems with new electronically controlled pneumatic brake technology. Quote, we're constrained by law on some areas of rail regulation, like the braking rule withdrawn by the Trump administration in 2018 because of a law passed by Congress in 2015, Buttigieg wrote. Buttigieg's tweet refers to a law passed by Congress in 2015 at the urging of the railroad industry, requiring the executive branch to conduct cost-benefit...
Bruh, what the fuck?
...analysis of the ECP brake rule before enacting it. Trump used that law to kill the braking rule.
What the fuck?
Cost-benefit analysis his administration used to do so was subsequently discredited. So, in short, Buttigieg is saying, well, I wish that we could do something, but we can't, unfortunately, reenact that rule because we have to conduct a cost-benefit analysis.
See, we have to do, like, this whole capitalistic cost-benefit analysis to see if how much profit we can maximize off of this, so we can't really, you know, just, like, you know, fucking... you know, just like, you know, do anything to actually address this issue. So we're just going to sit here and say, we're sorry. We can't actually do anything about that because we can't pay for it. Profits matter more than you. It's kind of person I find about why I laugh. Because I'm like, dude, like, I mean, I won't, like, I mean, honestly, it's like, strip clubs were never really the biggest thing for me. You know, like, I never really been a big fan of them. But, I mean, since I'm in Alabama, I might as well go check it out.
You have the authority to conduct a cost-benefit analysis, so why aren't you doing it? I mean, Trump's administration's was discredited, so all you have to do is quickly conduct some half-assed cost-benefit analysis, and then, boom, reinstate the rule.
Boom.
But no, he's not doing that. Why? Because he doesn't want to do that. It's the same thing with the airline industry and their debacle during the holiday season. These companies have essentially been allowed to regulate themselves, and...
pull out a drink, smack you. Nice.
Government is complicit.
That works too.
In everything that they're doing. Now, one more thing that I want to read to you from that same level report. So, Buttigieg's agency is currently considering a separate rule that would weaken brake testing standards. So, it's not that Buttigieg doesn't have the authority to regulate this industry. He just doesn't want to, because like all neoliberals, he believes that deregulation is going to lead to growth. And sure, maybe that is the case. But that comes at the cost of people's lives and their health being in danger. And this company is getting away with it. Won't face the people who they poisoned, and they're under no fear whatsoever of nationalization when this company should be nationalized yesterday. It's just genuinely sickening, and yet so predictable at the same time. And it's not the only industry that needs to be regulated again, but it's just one of many examples as to how our system has let these corporations govern themselves. And we've seen the result. It's been disastrous, but still government refuses to do what it needs to do across administrations, right? Democrats usually take baby steps and water down, policies to regulate these companies, and then Republicans come in, undo that, and then Democrats won't redo what Republicans undid. It's called the ratchet effect, and it's deeply frustrating, but here we are.
I've heard about this because Paul talks about this often. Like, whenever you would talk about, lefties, falling for Democrats or, the DNC advocacy and shit, this is essentially what it comes in the advocacy towards, is, enabulation of the ratchet effect. Which, it continues to hold status quo. They were mentioning about, a documentary about, because, Harry Potter is kind of like that. There's nothing really, specifically unique about, the whole, quote, liberation of a lot of different, unique traits about, the different wizards or whatever the fuck when it comes to, a lot of the fascistic authoritarianism that it, is quelling. Another one that's kind of like that is Star Wars to an extent. Yeah, liberals and fascists versus with magic. Yeah, basically.
Trains will continue to derail, and people will continue to be poisoned so long as companies like Norfolk Southern can get away with it.
Yep. Man, you gotta love capitalism, enabling all this bunch of bullshit. Where it's just, consistent, endless, just fucking, just, profit over, human safety and shit. Socialist, barbarian, sci-fi. And they tend to be. The closest that you'll probably see to, socialists and sci-fi is probably with Star Trek, to a degree, but even then, not as much. Here, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, but before I do, I'm gonna put up a little something, for a little bit of tunage. Then be right back. Magically capitalism fixes itself or monarchy takes over. Or, well, that's why I kind of say Star Trek is closest to it, because they kind of have, I guess some elements of capitalism a little bit, but it's, essentially all, based off of a, essentially a universal credit system, because they have, the whole Federation credits and shit. And there is, a sense of, everyone's needs are at least met and considered and can at least, be taken care of. Not everyone has to, be in Starfleet and shit, Obviously, the show Star Trek predominantly takes place, with Starfleet, but not everybody in that universe is, obviously with that. They're all, doing a lot of other shit. Credits weren't in the original Star Trek. Well, yeah, because it really wasn't really much of a concept. It just kind of, it was, there, in a sense, in the lore, but it just never was actually a thing up until later down the line with, TNG and DS9 and shit. And mainly, because in the original series, it wasn't really, discussed or really much of a thing. And it's like I said, it's the only reason why, I would say that, Star Trek's probably the closest that, we get to that. Or at least when it comes to a post-capitalistic society, at least at the end of the day. But here, I'll go back real quick and I'll be right back. Hey, little boo-boo. You just a sweet boy, yes.
When love is lost beyond
Let's read another bite, mate. Goofy little pup. That got called into work. I mean, it wasn't really called in. I just said, hey, they thought I was working, but then they didn't realize I was off, and I went over there, and I was saying, hey, y'all need me. It's like, we can handle it, but if you want to, sure. And I was like, okay, I'll just show up a little bit later. Grab a couple extra hours. You know, work stream. I'm not gonna, like, stream them up there at fucking work. Ugh. Look, hey. Boob. Screechy screech. Alright, tonight is a bath night. That's for sure. Like, you're an adult, you can clean yourself. I think the only one I'm ever give baths for is Zhuk and myself. Goofy little boy. He's just a silly little dog. Be with you. And we take turns. I usually do him first because I'm probably gonna get like fur and all that shit and get wet, you know, because of him. So I usually do him first, and then I do it. Do you watch Stunts? Well, yeah. I mean, you have to, you know, when you wash your dog, you have to kind of like wash everything on him. And yeah, I go down, I have to, yeah, I scrub down there. Yeah, he has like this like wall of like fluff around his peaches. So I kind of need to make sure I get in there, make sure there ain't no like weird grime and all that shit. I give him like 3 or 4 different like soap washes while he's in the bath. Like I first start with, you know, a bunch of like anti-fleas stuff at first, and then I put like a bunch of like oatmeal anti-itch relief type of stuff on it that makes his fur really soft. And I just do that like twice over, and then I end it with this with just like a little bit of my shampoo that I use for my hair, just so it makes his fur a little extra soft. But he doesn't really like baths that much though. He always is trying to like jump out while I'm like got him all soaped up and everything. He's a little silly boy about it. Give a bath to a cat. I have before, and it's horrible. I mean, honestly, like, they can bathe themselves. Like, they'll be fine, you know? Expect the death blades. Let's see if there's like one other thing to check out on the tube. Since once we get New Mexico, we can smoke up as much as we want. Split. Sign car. Well, yeah, no shit. The only time I do that is if we're hotboxing it and we're parked, you know, on the side, you know, like outside the hotel or some shit, you know what I mean? Or like just parked in it. And even then, I wouldn't, you know, do that in your vehicle. I'll do that on my own. Here, if I box in the car on the highway going 80. Oh my god. It's fun when you're not driving. Well, yeah, it's fun when you're not driving. I'm sure for some people, they could probably handle, you know, being high and driving. I mean, I probably could myself. But, you know, not everybody can be that way. Yeah, doesn't look like there's really too much. I think I want to see what's going on with this whole Leftist Mafia show that Mike and fucking what's his face, David Dole do. Who's on here right now? Oh, the Serfs and Illuminati. Oh, I like her. I've seen her stuff every now and then. What are they talking about right now?
Section 230 is just like how the GDPR is a European set of privacy rules, but a lot of companies have instituted those same laws here in the U.S. just because it's easier to just have an overarching group of laws and not just run things by you know, the laws in specific countries. I mean, what happened here is that after GDPR was passed in Europe, California passed their own.
I got no idea what I'm talking about right now. Tuned in a little late on that, I guess. I have no idea what specifically they're delving into right now. But some random shit. Jesus, yeah. I mean, I don't fucking know. I don't have, like, some ledger of, like, how often I've done that. I really couldn't give you a fucking number. It's just like, I don't know. All of it? Yes? Yeah, there really ain't too much on tube. Boo! Not much on tube. That sucks. Boo. A boo. Suck it up, blue. Watch CP. Nope. I'm not like someone who really watches DP anymore at this point. I said I guess maybe the rare occasional time, but I say. You sleepy little ball. Billy the Fridge is solve DP now. I mean, it's pretty much only, yeah, I mean, for a big boy, he has to, like, you know, carry the back of that show at this point. I mean, they don't even really get that much viewership anymore, and I feel like a lot of it's just because of Billy and just, like, because of the locales they fucking watch all the time. Yes, it will do Manatee Gauntlet eventually. And from my understanding, TJ is kind of hopeful and optimistic about Ideology coming back potentially, which I hope so, because, oh my god, that would be so fucking nice to actually have come back. Because that still fucking irks me. It's like, boo. Boo. Mama's YouTube suck. Do you want free Spotify? I mean, I already have Spotify. I just don't really use it just because it's just easier to just kind of like fucking just look it up on YouTube. Not totally free to me, but free to you. Well, don't worry about it. I already have a way to listen to music. I don't need just, I mean, I already, like I said, have a Spotify. I just don't really use it that often. Man, there really is not that much on to boo. Just giving me random bullshit. It's like, I've reloaded the homepage and it keeps just like giving me the same shit for some fucking reason. It's like, my lord. Does it kill my battery? Well, that's why I have the YouTube Premium thing. Just so I can, you know, have the phone screen off and shit. Which is generally, like, actually kind of a nice little feature. And no ads, so don't have to worry about that. Would you move for some reason? I guess it wouldn't be a bad idea. Get an upgrade on a phone. I mean, that's what I'd say at least, you know, just say free upgrade, why not? Well, I guess it wouldn't necessarily be a free upgrade, but, you know, either way, still be an upgrade. Down here. Just latest iPhone, I have a 4-year-old Android. Dude, that's probably about how old my phone is. And honestly, I mean, I do have a backup at least in case, you know, this one eventually finally poops the chute, but at least in the meantime, I basically just, like, you know, have phones up until they basically just fucking, like, croak on me. Until it's pretty much to the point where I legit just cannot use it anymore, like, I'm still gonna use the fucking thing. I'm that, like, utilitarian about shit. You little grunt boy. Croaking and ignore. Well, croaking on me would probably. I don't want like someone. I don't want like a corpse on me. That sounds horrible. Sounds like a really bad time. Like, no. Boo. Anyway, I think it might be catching the last little bit of this boy here. And probably at least in my spare time, while chilling around at work, fucking be able to find a couple things that we can look at on the tube. If not, we'll just chill and shoot the shit, of course. As we usually do in between everything. A little piece of it is about... Yo, of course I have. I've seen a music video for it too. Really, dog? Seriously? Hey. Used to bang to that song. Oh my god. I guess in a way it technically can be a fuck song, but it wouldn't necessarily be one I would probably fuck to. It just seems a little questionable. Because honestly, there's at least, you know, a lot of different other songs that you can, well, I mean, I imagine it was just probably on the playlist. The first music bank too. Depends on my mood. Just kind of depends on how the mood is feeling. But anyway, I think I'll at least, you know, catch a couple of extra hours of work and then come back and shoot shit a little bit more and all that fun stuff. So anyway, peace out, and I'll be back around for that next one. So